Hi guys, very good evening to you. Again one more attempt to make you awesome in Excel VBA. In this video, we are going to talk about how to export the charts from Excel to PowerPoint and make the slides. This is going to be part 2. Yesterday I uploaded a part 1 where I tried to teach you that if you have a chart in Excel, then how you can actually export it using the VBA. So if you haven't watched the video number 183, please go ahead and watch that video. There we prepared a code with the help of which we were able to export a single chart on the PowerPoint, and we were able to make the slide, right? So you can go to my playlist, and there you need to find this VBA connecting PowerPoint with Excel, which I have started this new playlist. I've created the playlist, and this is a new series I have just started yesterday on the request of one of the subscribers, where I will be telling you a lot of things about the PowerPoint, how you can connect the PowerPoint with the Excel, and how you can export the different things. So today we are going to do a little difficult task, not like the previous video where we just exported one chart, but in this video we're going to export all the charts. Maybe you have 3 charts, 4 charts, 5 charts in the sheet, which is sheet 1. So this is going to be very important. This is going to be actually real fun, and you can use it in your office, and it can save a lot of your time, right? So this is going to be the part number 2 and video number 184. So if you are familiar with the video number 183, then that's fine. You must be knowing that this is the data from where I have created these charts. If you haven't seen that video, maybe after watching this video you can go back there and you can see, because that video is a little different video. There what we have, the codes, the syntax which we have used, that is not we are going to use here, right? So there will be, this code is going to be a little different, and definitely I'm going to start this VBA from the very scratch, so that you don't have to pause this video and go back to the previous one. So in this video we are going to export all the charts one by one. So what we need is, first of all, I'm going to divide this into the categories, like what exactly. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to set up the connection. So let me delete this. So the first step I will do is using early binding technique, right? So we are going to reference the Excel with the PowerPoint, and we are going to use the library, PowerPoint library, for that. Okay, because you are going to deal with the different different application from the Excel, so you will have to use their object hierarchy, and to use the object hierarchy for different application, in this case it is a PowerPoint, so we are supposed to use that using the library. So we are going to go in the tools and reference, and we are going to on that. So that's the first thing. Then there we will use the PowerPoint object hierarchy. So in the PowerPoint object hierarchy, we have first of all the PowerPoint as an application, and then under the PowerPoint application we have the presentation, and then in the presentation we have the slides, right? And then further we have the shapes. So this is how this is the the kind of the object hierarchy we have in the PowerPoint. So the another thing, once we are going to set up all these things, we come back to our Excel, and we will see that how many charts we have got. Now in this you can see that if I select this, I have this chart 1, and this is called the chart 5, which is the name of this, and then this is called the chart 4, right? So I'm not going to copy the chart 4 and copy chart 1 and chart 5, because these are the 3 charts, but in the real environment, in your case, it might be 10 charts, it might be 40 charts as well, right? So we will not like to name the charts individually, otherwise the code is going to take a lot of time, right? So we are going to automate it. So to do that, what I will be telling you today is a new thing from the previous 183 video, is how to run the loop in charts. So we're going to run the collection loop in charts. Okay, collection loop in charts. Okay, so now let's start this. Let's quickly go to the developer tab in the Visual Basic environment, and let's go in the module 2, and in the module 2 we are going to start from the very beginning. So how to set up the Microsoft this PowerPoint environment here, so that PowerPoint can talk converse with your Excel, and Excel can converse with your PowerPoint. So as I said, that just go to the tools and the reference. We're going to use the library called the Microsoft PowerPoint 14.0. in case if it is not activated, you just need to press M and just scroll it down, and wherever this Microsoft PowerPoint comes, please check mark it, and it will come automatically on the top, right? This is very important because we are using the early binding method. In your case, it depends. I am using Office 2010, so that's why you see here 14.0, but you may have a different version, depends upon your this Excel which you are using, but it is not going to impact at all. You just need to on it, right? Don't consider this 14.0, 13.0, or I'm sorry, there's no 13.0 actually. I guess Microsoft feels it's an unlucky number. So 12.0 or 15.0, whatever it is, you just need to on it. Once you're going to on it, there we go. Now here we are going to write our code. So the first thing I'm going to write here is, so let's say export all charts in my PPT. So this is the name I'm going to give. Let me just close this. Now what we want to do is we want to set up the PowerPoint application. So this is how you write dim PPT as PowerPoint application. PPT is just my word. You can use your name, you can use anything, but try to make it a little sensible, because when somebody's going to read your code, and if they read like dim Ajay as PowerPoint application, it doesn't really, I don't think so. I mean, that's my personal view. You can use your name as well. If you're very fond of yourself, then you can go ahead and use your name, or maybe you can use your friend's name. But I think giving a naming convention which is easy to read, when you're going to read it, then you can actually make a sense. All right, so this variable must be referring to this object, like PPT. If I say that, I think it makes sense. Or maybe you can write here like this also. You can write, let's say my PowerPoint. So let it be like this, my PowerPoint as PowerPoint application. Set my PowerPoint equals to, this is how you write PowerPoint dot application, right? So this is going to the moment this code runs, this is going to activate your PowerPoint executable file in the background, right? You can go there in the task manager and you can also see that, right? So what is the next thing you want to do? The next thing I want to do is I want to add the presentation. So I'm going to add the presentation. So let's say my PowerPoint underscore presentation as PowerPoint dot presentation, and set my PowerPoint presentation equals to, so we will like to add the presentation. So this is, you're going to write equals to my PowerPoint presentation dot, you need to basically add the presentation. So I beg your pardon, you're supposed to add it in the PowerPoint, because my PowerPoint, which is a bigger application, remember my PowerPoint is actually a PowerPoint, right? Dot presentations dot add. This is going to add the presentation. So once the presentation is added, you need to add the slide. So let me quickly run this first of all. And here one thing more, we would like to on this, we would like to see this PowerPoint dot visible equals to MSO. I can choose this MSO true, right? So what will happen now? Let us see. There we go. Now it is going to make visible. You can see that the PowerPoint is visible now in the background. Microsoft PowerPoint is the title, but this is totally blank. It's just a layout of this PowerPoint, but this will add the presentation. This code is going to add the presentation, and there we go. Now you have all the presentation added here. The next step we are going to do is we're going to add the slide here. This insert, and when you insert, and you can add the slide from the way, you add the slide. So this is what we are going to do using your VBA. So now I'm going to add the slide. So I'm going to name this as let's say my slide as PowerPoint dot slide. Okay, so we're going to add the slide. So this time I'm going to write set my slide equals to my PowerPoint dot press, and then dot, and in this presentation we want to add the slides. So I'm going to write here slides dot add. So they don't have this add word here, but it is used. So just use the add and start the bracket. You don't use the add slide, simply add. Now index is 1, so I'm going to add one slide, obviously the first slide which we are going to add, and I'll keep the layout as blank, right? You can use the layout according to your choice. So I'm going to select this now. All right, so now the slide is going to be added. Once the slide is going to be added, we are going to go back to our this Excel, and we are going to copy the charts one by one over there. So what we are going to do is dim my chart as chart object. This is how you write the the loop for each my chart in active sheet dot chart objects. Next, and let me show you if it is working or not. So this is what I'm going to write. Let's get the name of the chart. Before we copy it, I want to simply get the name of the chart dot name. Okay, so let us see if this this code is going to run or not. So let's just press F8. There we go. Okay, it is added. You can see the slide is added now. Now in this case, you can see the chart 1 is coming. Now the chart 4 and the chart 5. I already told you that these are the charts which we have created, and so we are getting the name. So we are getting the name means we can have their access now. Obviously we don't need the name. That's the first thing. That is just to explain you. This is what I have written is the collection loop. Now you need to copy the chart, obviously. So what you will do is my chart dot copy. This is what you will use, because charts can be copied as well. You can use this method. So once you got that chart copied, what is the next thing you would like to do? You would like to paste that chart on your slide, which is this slide, right? So here, this is what I will write. What is your slide? Your slide name is my slide, right? In the my slide, then shapes, this is how we write, and then paste special. Paste special, and then you can choose whatever format you want to. I'll keep it bitmap. So this chart should be copied there. Once it is copied there, then you can further go ahead and move it to the top left, basically in this this entire area, and you can give it a height, whatever you want to give. So this is how you write. So my dot slide shapes, because we are going to insert only one shape, so that's why the index will be 1. If we will have more shapes, if we will have more things to copied like chart and then range in just one slide, then obviously it depends how many shapes you have. But since we are just going to copy every chart on one slide, so the shape is going to be 1, and then from the top you can decide where do you want to keep it. So let me keep it on the 100, and then you can also write the width of the chart. So this is going to be, or height, whatever you want to do. So how height, let's say I'm going to create it 300, and similarly from the left also you're going to create this. So from the left now I'm going to create it, let's say I'm going to move it to the 30. Okay, so you can do all the adjustments, but right now my focus is to actually show you that if this is going to work or not, right? And so one more important thing, let's just first run this on the F8 mode. There we go. The chart is going to be copied, and as expected it is pasted there. You can see it is pasted. Now I'm going to increase the I'm going to move this from the top, so you can see that from the top it moved up, and then the height we are going to increase, so height is also moved, and from the left we are going to paste it here, right? So maybe you can move it little, maybe with the 20, and just drag it back and see where it is going to placed. It's going to be placed. So let's just reduce the left part. So I'm sorry, I think we should increase the space, so let's make it 40. Right, so anyways, I'm not going to waste time on this part. You can see yourself, and you can move it the way you think that it looks good. So perhaps we can move it like on the 70 part. I think it would look good. But now what is the next thing? The next thing is the next chart is going to be copied, but to do that you need to insert a new slide. So here what you will do, you will again write set my slide. This is a very important line, guys. my PowerPoint, the same line which I have written in the top when I got this presentation added, the first slide I got added. So slides dot add, start the bracket. Now you know that there is already one slide we have created, right? So now what we will do, we will not write here 2, because of the simple reason that the next time when this loop run, I'm going to paste the third chart. So this I cannot, then edit it, because if I'm going to make it constant 2, right? So in order to make it dynamic, in order to make it that it so dynamic that it should automatically check how many slides are already created and then add 1 to it. So I think that's the basically our target. That should be our target, because adding 2 makes it on the second slide, but the next time when we have 3 charts, so the third chart, when it is going to be copied, it gets copied on the second slide, but we would like to copy the third chart on the third slide. So this is what you need to write. See this. So what I'm going to say is that total slides we are going to count. So I will write here my slide dot my PowerPoint presentation, which is my this object. How many slides we have got there? Slides dot count. Okay, so this will give us the count called 1, and we are going to add 1 to it. So it means that 1 plus 1 will make it 2, and you will have the second slide. Okay, and this will keep it like this only. Okay, so let's just reset the code and let us run this, and you would understand what I'm saying. Very simple. All right, so there we go. Now let's just run this, and there we go. The chart is copied. Very nice. On the left it has moved. Perfect. Now look at this. One more slide needs to be added. Now you see this my PowerPoint dot underscore this press, which is my object dot slides dot count. It is going to give me the 1, because there is just one slide we have already created, right? And maybe I can show you. Just let me just select this and put the add watch on it. Let's see what it says. Yeah, you can see here the value is coming 1, right? So 1 plus 1 will make it 2. So that means now it is going to insert the second slide. So run this, and there we go. The second slide is activated because it is created. So automatically you will have the this slide will be activated by default. So the next time now again the new chart is going to be copied. I already showed you this by running this for each loop when I was telling you through using this message box. So now definitely we should be having a new chart copied in the memory, and now you can see that it is also copied, right? So now what is this my PowerPoint underscore press dot slides dot count, what this line will give you, this VBA syntax? Obviously this is going to give you a 2. You can see here, because already 2 slides are created. So 2 plus 1 will make it 3, and there we go. The third slide is created, and now you can run this. All right, so now fourth slide we don't need it, but that's fine, because it has created it, but this is fine. I mean, you can ignore it, and you can come back and you can delete this, right? Or maybe you can do one thing. You can put the if condition here. Automatically I think the slide can also be deleted. So we can write here in this before it gets added, you can write here that if your any variable we can decide, and we can see that if it is going to be greater than the total number of the charts, then there is no need to run this. So we have 3 charts, so that means it should not run more than 3 times. But I think that's okay, right? I have given you the hint. You can find it out how many charts you have in your for each loop called mychart.name, and maybe I think we have a mychart.count property as well. No, we don't have it actually, but you can maybe search it, or just in case you can also run the loop here, which can give you the variable. For example, we can do one thing. I can run the loop here, the same loop, this one, copy it, and here we can do one thing next. So whatever the charts we have, this loop will run that many times, and this is where we are going to write j equals to j plus 1, Okay, just a check. This is a check, and we are going to declare here dim j as long, and I'm going to keep it as 1. It starts with the 1, and then the value in the j automatically should be 3. So here in this, what we are going to do is we are going to write here that if j if this entire thing, if your presentation number of the slides, if they are, let's say, the count of this, let me copy this. So I'm going to say here that if the count of this PowerPoint slides is let's say greater than j, then, or I would say that is less than j or equals to less than equals to j, okay, then please add the slide, else exit the macro, exit sub, end if. I think this makes a sense, right? So let us just close this, and now let us run the macro again. So let's press F8. There we go, it is activated. I can show you. Let's just, yeah, so this is fine. Now we can see the PowerPoint in the background. Now you can see here that we are starting with the j. So right now the value of the j is going to be I need to check the value of the j, so let me just put the watch on this. Okay, the value of the j is 2, so I guess let's start with the 0. Let me reset the code, because j can't be 2, right? Because the first time when the chart is going to access, the first chart is going to be accessed, j should have a value called 1. So let us run it again. We have 3 charts, right? So this j should have 3 at the end of this code. So there we go. Now this is j is going to run, and I'm going to simply add the watch here. It's already added, I guess. Yeah, it's added actually. So j is 1 now, and that 1 is there because the first chart is accessed. The second chart, now for the second chart, let me click back here. You can see that j is 2 now. Now what is the value in the j? J is in the 3, right? So basically we are just running the all the charts, and we are identifying how many charts we have gotten. Now the next time, again we are running the one more loop. The chart is going to be copied, and that it is going to be pasted here. So here everything is set up. Now this will check, this will test how many slides we have got in here. So right now we have just one slide, so it is less than j, so definitely a new slide will be created. All right, so there we go. On the second slide also the data is copied. Now we have 2 slides, which is again less than and equals to this 3, which is your j. So again it is going to be created. Now this time again it is going to be 3. So now, all right, so here it gets added. So I believe we have to identify this if logic. Basically if j is equals to we got the slide added, and I believe it has to be less than j. Okay, so let us run the code again. There is some problem, so let us do it again. So let's quickly run this code now. Okay, so I'm going to add the local window here, or maybe let's put the watch here. Okay, so let's delete every content. Yeah, so now we have this, and I'm going to put it somewhere else here. And increase the width of this. Want to see that, and yeah, okay, so now let's just run this quickly. So finally, what is the value in the j? It is 3. So that means this should run 3 times, right? Okay, so now here we are going to copy the chart, we're going to paste it. So what is the value in this? Let us see. So the count is 1 and the j is 3. So 1 is less than 3. Perfect. So it is going to insert the new slide, and the next time let us see now the value of the j. So now this slide becomes 2 because we have the 2 slides created. So we have now comparison. 2 is less than 3. Yes, it is less than 3. So it is again created. We have inserted the slide. Now we have 3 slides and we have the value called 3, right? So I believe this time it should not actually create any slide. So I believe now we should be able to work. So the slide, now this shape is, the chart is copied, and the next time now this, as you know that we have total 3 and here we have 3, so 3 less than 3 doesn't make any sense, which is untrue. So when I'm going to run this whether this is less than j or not, so ultimately I will be yes going on the else, and this is going to exit my macro from there, right? Perfect. So in this way you will not end up having any the blank chart, right? So it's a good thing. I mean, you can do it. Now we can do also one thing. Let's go ahead and create some more charts and see that if we are fine with this. So I'm going to create one more chart here. Let's just copy and paste the chart, and you can see this is chart 6, but it hardly matters, because for each loop is going to take care of anything, everything. So let me maybe change this color, and let me copy one more chart here. Okay, and we're going to change the chart, and maybe we can create sort of this chart. Okay, so this is the chart we have created, and let me give it a different color. Yeah, so this is the chart 7, as you can see here. So are we good enough to run this macro? So let's just quickly create the button here. Macro 1, this button is already created because I created in my previous video. So this time we'll create a macro 2, and I'm gonna write here edit text macro 2, and we are going to select this, and there we go. We should get the results. Export all charts, I guess that's the macro name. Let me have a look again. What's the name of this chart? Yes, my export all charts ppt. So guys, now let's go ahead and test. Let me click over here. Oh wow, amazing. You can see here that all the charts are created, and there we go. You can see all the charts are created. It looks very awesome. I know you must be loving this video because you have a now control in the PowerPoint also. Previously I uploaded a lot of videos on how to control Outlook, but we have just started this series, and I hope you would love it. Now press F5, and there we go. So all the charts are exported. Very nice, right? You can work on the width and the height part. I mean, that's something you can do it very easily. So let me just quickly show you the code, and you can pause the video and you can copy it. So this is really very interesting, and there's no additional slide also we are creating here. I mean, it is getting deleted. So let's just do this, and I guess we are okay with this. Yeah, that's the one, right? So you can I mean, see this. You can pause the video, you can use the code, you can copy the code, and you can use it. Let me know what you think about this video, and also in case if you face any problem, just let me know, right? So I'm now signing off, and we'll definitely come back with some more videos, some more interesting stuff in this series where we have started this, how to connect the PowerPoint with the Excel. So I'm signing off, and you take care of yourself. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much. Bye bye.